Alrighty guys, we're back for some mono white aggro, and this is a March of the Machine, the Aftermath standard brew. We're gonna go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked, but first things first, for anyone who may not know, I'm Red Cat and I play aggro decks and any decks with red in them as well, so I hope that sounds fun to ya. Also, we do get that Discord link down in the description if you're interested in joining that up. Okay, what do we got in the build here? It's a pretty simple one, so I don't think it'll take too long to go over. Elspeth's Smite is a 1-mana instant speed. It deals 3 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. If that creature would die this turn, exile it instead. It's a pretty good piece of removal that I don't get to see too often, so I definitely wanted to read this one. So we got 4 Hopeful Initiates here as our main 1-drop, a couple Skrelvs, that's going to be important, even though it's kind of a human deck. We got 4 Coppercoat Vanguards here, 2 mana, 2/2, each other human you control gets +1/+0 and has Ward 1. This combined with something like Thalia, we got 3 Thalias in here. It's going to be pretty hard to spot remove some of our creatures, huh? Especially when we can make some of them indestructible, like Guardian of New Benalia, 2 mana, 2/2 with Enlist. Whenever Guardian of New Benalia enlists, you scry 2, which is super important in aggro decks, honestly. So you can discard a card, Guardian of New Benalia gains indestructible until end of turn, then you tap it. Very powerful 2-drop, guys. Got a couple Intrepid Adversaries here, which sometimes we want to count as a 4-drop that buffs our board state, huh? That lifelink really comes in handy right now, too, with all the mono red floating about. So we got a couple Anointed Peacekeepers, a quick way to grab like a board wipe out of the opponent's hand and make it way too expensive for them. So it's a 3-mana 3/3 with Vigilance as Anointed Peacekeeper enters the battlefield. Look at an opponent's hand, then choose any card name. Spells your opponent's cast with the chosen name cost 2 more to cast. Activated abilities of sources with the chosen name cost 2 more to activate, unless they're mana abilities. It's a pretty good one, guys. We got 4 Brutal Cathars in here as our main piece of removal outside of Elspeth's Smite, huh? And it's like I said, it's going to be pretty hard to spot remove sometimes between like Thalia and Coppercoat Vanguard, hopefully protecting that Cathar pretty well. Got 3 Adelines in here because it's ridiculously powerful. Got a couple Serra Paragons, a 4-mana 3/4 with flying. Once during each of your turns, you may play a land card. Play a land from your graveyard or cast a permanent spell with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard, which is pretty much everything in here, right? If you do, it gains when this permanent is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, exile it, and you gain 2 life. Serra Paragon is very powerful, and of course it is very strong when paired with Guardian of New Benalia because you're discarding cards as well, so pretty cool. Got 4 Knight-Errant of Eos here, 5 mana 4/4 with Convoke, and when it enters the battlefield, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may reveal up to 2 creature cards with mana value X or less from among them, where X is the number of creatures that convoked Knight-Errant of Eos. Put the revealed cards into your hand, then shuffle. So a great way to restock our hand, and what you usually cast this out with is probably like on turn 3, tap 2 of your creatures down, right? And then you can grab a couple 2-drops off the top 6, or a 1 and a 2, or a couple 1-drops, right? Sometimes there are going to be moments where you do want to tap 3 of your creatures to try to find like a couple Brutal Cathars off the top too, because that extra removal is very important. Every single time I've played with Knight-Errant of Eos, it has been an absolute MVP. Just like that extra card advantage it brings to the table is insane. It's also just not half bad being a 4/4, right? So if you do have a turn 1 creature, turn 2 creature, turn 3 drop a land, on turn 3 having a 4/4 that restocks your hand is just like solid all around, huh? Couple honorable mentions over here, guys. Thought about lay down arms, of course, but I don't like giving life to the opponents if we don't have to. I think Elspeth's Smite is going to be a little bit better in here, but I'm sure a lot of people would prefer the lay down arms. Recruitment Officer I thought about. I think Hopeful Initiate's going to be great in here, though. Surge of Salvation's definitely something to consider, especially if you are going up against a lot of mono red, right? All that extra burn. A couple Surge of Salvations could go a long way. Thought about Cathar Commander. That really depends on how much Selesnya enchantments you're seeing as well. This could easily be slotted in as like a 1-of. You could drop a Guardian of New Benalia down to 3, for example, so just a card to think about. It's a human, so Invasion of Gobakhan. I feel like this is an underplayed card, but I don't know if it would work too well in this particular version of Mono White, but it's in the honorable mentions for a reason. Resolute Reinforcements. I cut it this time round, but boy oh boy does this work really well with the Knight-Errant of Eos. Also, the token that it generates is actually a soldier, so it's not a human, so it doesn't work with the Coppercoat, but that doesn't matter because the main card is a human soldier, so definitely something to consider. Since we're mono white, a Phyrexian Vindicator could be slotted in pretty easily as a 1 or 2 of. I don't exactly know what you would drop, like, I don't know, maybe Anointed Peacekeeper, but I think that card's going to be pretty important too. Really depends, man. It really depends. You know, like I say, honorable mentions for a reason, huh? And same thing with Steel Seraph, dude. This card is just so strong. Like, pretty much everything in the honorable mentions is so strong. Really shows you that there's quite a few ways to put mono white aggro together, huh? Oh, and the mana base, guys, I am rocking a couple Seed of the Empires, 22 planes. I like playing a couple Seed of the Empires in a deck like this. It happens to be pretty good removal, since the channel ability can still be activated around the Thalia's ability, right? And then also we do have 8 legendaries total in here, making this ability cost even less. So a couple seats is going to be good. Okay, guys, is that everything? It's a pretty simple build. Yeah, I think it's going to be great. Let's go ahead, take it into some ranked and see how we do. All right, guys, we'll see if we can get right into that first game. Of course we do. Easy peasy. So what am I expecting from the build? I already talked about it while I was going over the deck. I think it's going to be pretty solid. We go first. Couple land. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is fine, right? Probably start out with the Guardian, and then play a Vanguard the turn later if we don't see a land. Hello, opponent. You get that Guardian down. Oh, we gotta click next. Yeah, the discard, the bottom ability holds it up. Okay, no land, that's fine. We have Coppercoat. Spot removal. Or a Make Disappear. I guess we'll try Vanguard and see if the Make Disappear comes down. Well, the spot removal will hit the Vanguard then for sure. If that's what it is, of course. Can't enlist with the Vanguard because it doesn't have haste. I've always complained about that with the enlist, but okay, Faithful Mending, nice. But if you could do it with any creature, it would be way too powerful, huh? So you may tap a non-attacking creature you control without Summoning Sickness. I always complained about that, but it would be pretty insane without that addition there. Okay, one Multiverse Atraxa. Oh boy. Okay, well, Seed of the Empire is a land for the game. Adeline's great. Knight-Errant is open. Peacekeeper could be really good too. Alright, before the swing, I'm going to drop the Peacekeeper. Let's see what's in the opponent's hand and try to make it more expensive. Oh, Kaya, wow. Oh my. Okay, Render Inert is just the counters one, huh? What do I even want to hit here? Faithful Mending, I guess? I guess Faithful Mending. Based on this hand. Right? Sure. Go ahead and... Go ahead and enlist when it comes time. There we go, huh? One attack. Enlist with Guardian. Scry 2. Ooh, that's a weird bug. That's a very weird bug. What is happening? I can't go over top of Thalia here. I'll get rid of Serra. Oh, there we go. There's the Thalia. I'd probably keep Thalia on top, right? Against this deck that we're up against. I feel like that's pretty powerful. Yeah, Peacekeeper would have hit a board wipe if that's what they had in hand, but they don't have a board wipe in hand, so we just have to hope that they don't top deck it. Because they got the land for it to populate. Faithful Mending for 4. Oh, buddy. Okay, is it going to be an Adeline play next turn just for the sake of more damage? Maybe. Maybe, but like the Thalia's looking really good too. Thalia comes down. Has to be an exile board wipe if they want to get rid of Guardian as well. I'm going damage, guys. I'm going damage this time. We're gonna... It's a little risky, I would say. So we can enlist the Coppercoat again, right? Completely fine. Okay. Wait, I gotta read this enlist again. Okay, another Vanguard. Okay. Gotta go like that because, like, the sleeve is bugging out. I'll keep the Vanguard on top. That's pretty good. Yeah, it's non-attacking, correct? I can't use Vigilance. Hello, opponent. Down to 5, end turn. Yeah, non-attacking creature you control with that summon. I got scared there for a second because I'm swinging with, like, the Vigilance and stuff, too. Yeah, and then they gotta pay the ward if they hit anything outside of Vanguard. And now they only have 1 mana open, and we just play... Yeah, I mean... GG opponent, man. I feel like maybe they got a little unlucky, too. Oh, they have something for the 1 mana cut down? Even so, we have, like, the Indestructible on Guardian. Oh, there you go. Well... I'm gonna activate this though. It does tap it, but we get to save it, luckily. And then we just full swing at the opponent's face for 9. Yeah, they gain off of the march too, so we'll swing at the Wandering Emperor too there. Yeah, GG opponent. GG, buddy. So their control deck here was a Reanimator control. They had the Atraxer, they had the one with the Multiverse. The safest bet in, when you're up against a deck like this is to make sure you're, like, putting a lot of taxes on the stuff that reanimates, right? But I was feeling pretty confident overall to just keep blitzing down the opponent's face. Especially since we saw most of their hand anyways, thanks to Peacekeeper and stuff too. They did gain quite a bit of life off of the Faithful Mendings and the Wandering Emperor, and they gained life on the March of the Wretched Sorrow too, so... A lot of life gain there. It could have been really risky not playing something like Thalia sooner instead of going for more damage with the Adeline's token that turn. So definitely something to consider, guys. I had some risky plays there. It ended up working out that time, but it doesn't always work out. And a deck like that definitely runs the Sunfall, right? Ah, man, Sunfall has been a pain in the butt. And that's why cards like Peacekeeper are in here then. You're trying to hit that Sunfall out of their hand, make it cost 7 instead of 5. Get your Thalia on the board, now it costs 8, and you're probably free from Sunfall for a couple turns, right? So, that's the plan at least. Okay, no turn 1 again, but at least we have the 3 land right away, so we don't gotta think about that. Go first. Okay, I think this is fine. Brutal Cathar picks some stuff up for us too. There's our 4th land. Okay. Guardian's on the board. Oh, I'll definitely activate this. Let's get rid of one of those lands. I don't think we need all 4 right now. Yeah, ditching a land for their cut down is solid. Yeah, we saw another land anyways. Wonder if we play the Cathar just for the sake of having more creatures down, so that way Knight-Errant can do something. Maybe. We have 2. We might get a counterspell out of their hand too. Nope, nope. Okay, well, I think it's a 2/2 for 3 mana, but it does get the day and night cycle rolling too. So Graveyard Trespasser. Okay. Trespasser can be a pain. Luckily, we don't got to swing with the Cathar. More land. can swing for 4, let them do their Trespasser stuff. We can play Knight-Errant for the 2 here. Could play Cathar, grab Trespasser, ditch our land. I don't think that's the play, though. I think it's swing with Guardian. Enlist, right? Enlist the Cathar. Get that scry in. Get those land off the top. Thalia. Okay. I mean, any other creature's probably worth keeping on top. And Thalia versus Demir's probably pretty good, right? So, let's see what they end up doing here. Taking the 4. All right. We still have the Cathar play. Grab Trespasser. Ditch the plains. I think, unfortunately, we keep the Cathar back this time. It's really janky. It does go to nighttime. I don't know if we just played this, though. You know what I mean? Because if we got this down, I guess it wouldn't have switched to night. I guess we could have taken the Graveyard Glutton, but like spot removal in this style of deck? Oh. Can't attack or block until your next turn. Oh, that's a pain in the butt.
Too slow.
Okay. They're actually keeping the Glutton back too. Alright. Can switch it to day. Use this. Man, the discard on the Glutton is rough, man. So we can ditch the Knight-Errant, pick this up, swing for 3 at the Kaito? That doesn't seem that great. They don't get the -2 then. If we go Thalia, and we let them keep their Planeswalker for the turn, we can actually, and I'm going to keep this Plains in hand in case we do end up having to discard something. Let's restock our hand, and we're getting a lot more on the board. We're switching it back to daytime. Okay. Yeah, so Thalia and Brutal Cathar. Okay. Keep that. Oh. Okay. So it switches back to day. We can ditch the land. Grab the Glutton. I think that's fine, right? I think. Yep, resolve and discard. I guess we could get rid of... No, I don't know if we need that land, and there's just a chance that we see more land off the top too, so... And it's like I said here, it's going to be very easy for them to find spot removal, so maybe we could have declined, but I don't know. We had extra cards in hand thanks to our Knight-Errant too, so... There was definitely a few things to consider that turn. We're wide enough here too. Okay, second Trespasser. That's a problem. The Kaito takes something else out of combat here. We could go Cathar, take Trespasser, ditch the other Cathar, or another land if we see that off the top instead. They target Knight-Errant this time. Luckily, that lets our Guardian actually enlist the Knight-Errant, right? So, my turn. Okay, Seat of the Empire is not bad either. I guess we can ditch the Thalia. They have 2 open here. We do got to be careful with that. So if we go Cathar, it could just get a make disappear. And I don't know if we want to hit face or target that Kaito. I'm not 100% certain. Alright, resolve. I'm going to keep the seat this time, and I will ditch the second Thalia, as the triple Brutal Cathars might be necessary. So if we go, let's see, 6 from that, 10 total. I think we take out the Kaito with the enlist ability, right? And we enlist the Knight-Errant. Scry 2. Yeah, the scrying is super weird with these sleeves. Get the planes down. Serra Paragon's terrific as long as they don't see more ways to exile from our grave, which I guess is very possible. I still think that extra flying in the air could come in handy, so I'm going to keep it on top. Very Mastermind. Nice. Okay. They're going to probably protect their Kaito here, and we'll discard the Brutal Cathar then. I think keeping Guardian on the board is great. Seat in hand is good. And Serra Paragon can bring the Cathar back. So, I don't know. We'll see. We don't really know what the opponent's playing, so I guess anything could happen here. I guess a board wipe could hit this board too, so it's some form of Dimir. I don't really know what type. I'm kind of playing against it like you would play against Mono Black. And I'm not sure if that's the way to play against this. They go for the card draw. They gotta have a board wipe in this build then, or something, right? And a board wipe in Dimir would be like a -X or something scary, so the Guardian would die. I don't know. What else would they have in Dimir? They must be stuck between a rock and a hard place. Yeah, hey, GG opponent. They must not have had too much, honestly. I guess if they had spot removal, I mean, yeah, I had fun. They saw one cut down. If they had spot removal, then it would have been hit the Cathar before the flip, right? But if it was instant speed, maybe they forgot about nighttime, and that was the concede once they saw the Moonrage Brute. Maybe. I mean, they're down to 10. Spot removal in combat is maybe what they were banking on, so that way after we swung, they could block with the Trespasser too. I don't know. That was probably anyone's game, honestly. Just a couple more pieces of spot removal from the opponent, and it was probably leaning towards them, and we were really struggling to get that Kaito off the board too. So, yeah. GG. Let's get into the next one. Yeah, so far so good. I think, like, as always, that Knight-Errant is ridiculous, dude. It really is, man. Every time I play with it, absolute MVP. The way it restocks your hand, and it's so easy to convoke as well. Ooh, okay. This might be a risky hand, guys. We finally got our turn 1, and we go first. Wow. All right, let's risk it, man. We saw a lot of land last game. We do have 24 total in here. We got a lot of 2-drops, and I guess a lot more 1-drops to see too. So while it might be risky, the odds are in our favor that we just see stuff we can play for the next 5 turns. So there we go. Okay. And we swing. Even if they play something hasty, I don't want to block with the Hopeful Initiate just yet. Or like chump blocking a Feldon is not something you want to do, so. So Peacekeeper's pretty good against mono red. Oh, Firebrand, nice. We don't see Radha's Firebrand too often. Wow, Thalia would have been great last turn, dude. Alright, it's Peacekeeper for the turn, though. Adversary, yeah, dude, Hammerhand, let's go. They have the land. Probably Reckless Stormseeker, right? Reckless Stormseeker can be... Oh, that's tough, though. That's tough. I guess Stormseeker, yeah. I was thinking later on, they don't have anything in the grave anyways. This is a really bad block for them. I'm going to cheese this 1 damage through, or if they trade, that's just such a good trade for us. It's so good. So I'm pretty sure we just cheese that 1 damage through. And we're not going to be able to block with it next turn, because Firebrand takes it out of combat. Or let's read Firebrand real quick, because it has been a while. Whenever it attacks, target creature defending player controls with power less than Radha's Firebrand's power can't block this turn. So it has to be less than, not less than or equal to. So Peacekeeper can still block, but I don't think we do. Opponent? Are ya there, buddy? Oh no. Probably play Peacekeeper number 2 next turn, depending on what they do, of course. Yeah, against a deck like this, you'd think Thalia would be really good, but for their hand right now, they have a lot of creatures. It really only affects the hammer hand. There they are, okay. But, I mean, they have Adversary here, so that does mean they probably all 4 play with fires, right? Probably all 4 Wow, they just dropped that adversary. Peacekeeper's a great blocker, so... Yeah, Stormseeker costs 2 more. Okay, Hammerhand, take the Peacekeeper out of combat. Swing for 7. Woo! So if I would have kept the chump blocker back, you see how they targeted the Initiate? It wouldn't have done anything for us. Knight-Errant is good, restocks her hand, but this Firebrand's going to be a real pain, so... I think second Peacekeeper's best bet. Make sure we hit, like, burn out of their hand. Make it cost too much. Adversary is really good against mono red. The lifelink can be insane, but yeah. This turn is Peacekeeper, huh? And I might swing. Oh, it's just... Can we choose any? Look at the opponent's hand, then choose any card name. Let's go with, like, I don't know, play... Yeah, play with fire. I'm not going to make the Stormseeker cost 7. That just seems silly. And play with fire has to be in this deck, right? So, swing here is pretty good. Buffs the Initiate. And again, I don't plan on blocking with Initiate because Firebrand's a problem. Firebrand takes 1 Peacekeeper out of the equation. Hopefully they don't hit another Hammerhand because then we're probably we're done for at that point. The Vigilance on Peacekeeper is pretty nasty. Having them both down here with the Knight-Errant in hand means we can successfully full swing without seeing a land on top. Maybe get 9 through and then still tap everything down for Knight-Errant, but we got to be careful. Oh man, we really got to be careful. This Firebrand's a problem. We need to trade, huh? And they can play Stormseeker next turn. We gotta take this Firebrand out of the equation though, don't we? If we block here, we're gonna be taking 7 total down to 4. And then Firebrand is still an issue, so yeah, we have to get that off the board, I think. Okay, well, this is the one that called play with fire, so Stormseeker's coming down next turn. I'd love to still swing here, but now we can't be certain, man. A Hammerhand style deck, taking blockers and stuff out of the equation, super sketchy. We go Thalia, makes their burn cost even more. It's probably just Stormseeker next turn then. You go, so Thalia Adversary means the lifelink could bring us back up, or we could double down on Adversary, which I don't think we do. I think we go wide. Yeah. Keep all the blockers back. Of course, Vigilance on the Peacekeeper means we can successfully swing here. And the reason I keep it all back, guys, is because Lightning Strike also exists in this style of deck. We're at 6. So, I mean, there were 2 cards in their hand that we didn't know about. So, I mean, honestly, it could have been a double Lightning Strike, and then the blockers wouldn't have mattered. So, I'm just saying, more blockers on the ground, the better. If they do find a Lightning Strike and we're down to 3, then we really need those extra blockers. Play with fire for 4. Oh, man. Wait, shouldn't it have been 3? Wait, what was the extra? Oh, Thalia. That's right. Okay. Well, now they have blockers back. We can probably swing here. Cathar doesn't mean too much, man. If we go Cathar, grab Adversary, and, well, I guess everything costs a lot still for them. They don't triple block here. Hopeful Initiate. They don't know it's in hand. Do we still have to keep everything back? I think being at 5 means we should still keep everything back. As much as I want to buff that Initiate and get that damage through. We have 4 planes open. Yeah, I'm playing it pretty cautiously here. Maybe I shouldn't be, because at any point they could find more burn off the top. Luckily, play with fires are being taxed pretty hard. and a Lightning Strike because a Thalia is 3 mana. So they wouldn't be able to go Stormseeker on the same turn. Brutal Cathar hitting Adversary is fine, but we might actually just want to hit Phoenix Chick instead. And I don't want to get the Knight-Errant down, I don't think. We could also just hit a Spirit so that way it doesn't come back, but yeah, Phoenix Chick takes the equation out of the air. And we could still go Knight-Errant, but then they have a full swing on the ground. And if they do see that Lightning Strike, then it's over, because they'd get 2-3 regardless of our block with the Knight-Errant, so gotta be careful. Stormseeker could have come down and buffed that Phoenix Chick in the air too, so I definitely think that was the grab. Alright, trade with the Peacekeeper. Nothing else on this board that I wanted it to hit, right? So now nothing buffs the Initiate, unfortunately. Adeline's great. I still don't think we play the Knight-Errant, right? Yeah, we're kind of too low. Double block on the Initiate, still take some stuff off of the board. Thalia needs to stick around. Peacekeeper's gone, so a play with fire can still be a problem. I think it's the Initiate swing here, and we obviously don't swing with Cathar. Okay, they're down to 4. Full swing next turn, or the opponent can find the burn here off the top. Mana down to 4. They have 3 mana. Lightning Strike, okay. We're down to 1. Oh man, now we just go full swing. Yep, we get an extra human. The Initiate buffs. They're forced to chump the Adeline. They're forced to block the Initiate. And then 4 gets through after they block the Cathar. Yes. Because of the 2 humans and the Thalia then. Woo! That was close. I don't know. I probably played that one out too cautiously because at any point, dude, I mean, you saw that extra damage at the end there, and they had 3 mana too. That could have been the invasion that does 4 damage to the opponent's face easily, right? That easily could have been what they played there. Now, I guess the adversary addition in their build probably meant they didn't have that invasion, opting for more instant speed stuff probably, but oh man, yeah, that really could have gone either way, and had I been a little bit more aggressive with my swings, maybe, I don't know, maybe we would have died though at the same time, right? They would have found a way to get any damage through. We're gonna try this, man. We're doing great so far. We're 32 minutes in. And, like, we don't have to draw land for the next 3 turns. Like, we could actually see creatures and stuff, so if so, this would be a great hand. Very nice. Knight-Errant. Okay, let's get that Initiate down first. They called Soldier on the Courtyard. All right. A 2-drop would be better than Skrelv next turn, but Skrelv is better than nothing, man, so turn 3 Peacekeeper or turn 3 Knight-Errant, depends on what they end up playing. Oh, yeah, okay. Luckily that doesn't harm us too much. Brutal Cathar, nice. Maybe it's a turn 3 Cathar instead. Can't swing into the Thalia's first strike, unfortunately. Yeah, Cathar's not bad. Might be a Cathar war, though. We see those every now and then. My Cathar takes your creature, then your Cathar takes my Cathar, gets your creature back, then my Cathar takes your Cathar, get my Cathar back. Ah, man. Okay, anyways. Yeah, we see that every now and then. Okay, we got a Plains. Yeah, this Thalia's a pain in the butt, huh? But now Siege Veteran's a pain in the butt, too. Everything's a pain in the butt, man. I'm going to wait on the Knight-Errant again here. Peacekeeper's pretty good. Take something out of the equation here. Let's see what's in their hand overtaking the Thalia. And we're going to take a little extra damage next turn, but yeah, there's their Cathar. Spells your opponents cast with the chosen name. Yeah, the mural's really bad too. Say Brutal Cathar. I think that's fine. Because ours still cost 3, but now theirs cost 4. We do have the Skrelv open too. It's not like... I mean, that depends. Yeah, we'll just keep the Skrelv open. Can't swing into the Siege Veteran with our current board state. If any deck's gonna get there against us, it's gotta be Soldiers, right? Mural comes down, alright. +1 on the Thalia, probably swing for 4. Because that Thalia's getting gross. And if we pick up Thalia with the Cathar, then they still have Mural on the board, which is just nasty, man. They could split it up, though. Because Thalia 3/2 First Strike is already strong enough to get around Peacekeeper. Yeah, extra damage, that makes sense to me. Okay, I will take the 4, which is super scary. If we take Mural 1, they have Mural 2, so we probably just take... Ooh, all of our plays are a little bit behind here, aren't they? Like, getting Vanguard down this turn would be insane, but then Knight-Errant still can't block that Thalia successfully because of First Strike, and we can't go Cathar and Vanguard. I guess if we go Cathar, we have the Skrelv ability open. Cathar take Thalia just doesn't seem that great when they have Mural, but again, they have second one in hand. I guess this is fine. You know what I really wish we had? We can still go Knight-Errant, actually. Maybe we should, instead of keeping Skrelv. Then their Cathar hits, unfortunately. They'll get Thalia back. You know what, man? I'm going for it. I think we might be in a sticky situation here, so going wide with Knight-Errant and just seeing more off the top, too. Our own Thalia here. I guess Vanguard number 2 is disgusting, dude. Our own Thalia could go a long way, but so can Guardian. I'm going to grab Guardian, man. Next turn, we can drop both Vanguards. And again, it's like I said, we're kind of lagging a turn behind, because at that point now we'll have the 5 mana, and then we'll still... I guess the 1 will be open for the Skrelv then. Yeah, they have the 4 mana for their Cathar. So 4 for our Cathar. They get Thalia back. They can swing with Mural. They'll get 4... Soldiers. Oh, that's the play, right? Oh, man. But we have the block with Knight-Errant. So Mural dies, but they have Mural number 2. And then they're just, like, super wide. Oh, 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 they're going wide a different way. That works. That totally works, man. That's awesome, actually. Yeah. Oh, yeah, the Siege Veteran was going to give this a counter, too, so... The 5 soldiers over here? I don't think we're going to get around the 5 chump blockers. Oh, no. The Vanguards are so good, but... Oh! Adversary. We have the Skrelv open. We could... actually, these are artifacts. No color, so Skrelv doesn't get around those either. The Skrelv ability, right, where they can't be blocked. Hexproof from that color until the end of turn, and it can't be blocked by creatures of that color, so... Yeah, the murals were going to be disgusting regardless, huh? Going to save Adversary for the turn. Let's get Coppercoat Vanguard number 1. Coppercoat Vanguard number 2. This really is just so good, but we're not in a great position here. We're just not. We can finally start swinging successfully, I suppose. We got our Vigilance on the Peacekeeper that isn't being blocked by a giant creature, right? I didn't miss any swings with Peacekeeper this game, did I? I don't think so. I think I've been paying attention. We're at 9. Gonna be forced to block. Double block on the Cathar's rough. Vigilance, this gets buffed. Oh, Skrelv can't block. Oh, we're just dead, huh? We're just dead. Oh well, we'll go for the swing anyway. Yeah, we're not coming out of this one, guys. Except the Cathar doesn't hit now because of the wards, and our Peacekeeper nerfing it, but yeah, they get the chump blockers. So even if we kept everything back, I still think it would have been a full swing from the opponent. The Mural was going to get them an infinite amount of chump blockers again. So yeah, Mural got them there this time round, huh, guys? So again, if I would have taken that with Cathar, they would have kept their first strike Thalia that was just ridiculous the whole time. If they see a land, I guess they could still go Cathar. Generating more with the siege veterans too. Yeah, dude. Yeah, they're just too wide and being at 9. So I guess we can, if they don't put a counter on the Mural, we can trade with the Peacekeeper. It's still going to be a full swing though, and it's got to be the counter on Mural. It's got to be, because then that forces us just to chump on our side. Skrelv can't block. Yeah, if they find the land and they play a Cathar, and they try to hit anything other than the Vanguard, then it's Ward 2, or it's Ward 1 times 2, right? Frontliner back, yep. Oh, they did find another land, actually. Yeah, it's got to be on that Mural, yep, because Peacekeeper trading with it's too much. Oh, it's not a full swing. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess they can play the long game here, I guess. Sure. At that rate, they just play Mural number 2 after the double block. We take 1 here. Actually, we know what they have. We can successfully block with our Cathar, or the Vanguard, actually. We know what is in their hand, so. Is this how we want to do it? Sure. Play Mural number 2. At least it doesn't have counters. Oh, Cathar's open then. I mean, it's like I've been saying, I'm pretty sure it's over regardless, but we do have Adversary in hand. They just got too many chump blockers. And they're at 20, dude. Oh, man. Oh, man. I mean, yeah, it's just Mural number 2 full swing next turn. It's still a full swing regardless of what they end up doing here, though. Cathar, so we do have the Skrelv ability here to stop the Cathar. Expert from white. They paid the Ward 1 because why not at that point? And yeah, this is too many soldiers, so let's get a fun full swing here. A Knight-Errant? What could this find us? Nothing. Not worth it. Let's do this. Get a fun full swing in, guys. Whee! Not even worried about it. The Red Cat way of conceding. They just grab one of their... They can just chump all of these, no worries. And then still full swing since we're at 9. Actually, if they're not careful, the lifelink on the Adversary could bring us back up to 14. So maybe they do want to take some stuff out here. Like, yeah, they're... Okay, hold on, guys, hold on. If we make them lose enough of their tokens... Hear me out, man. Who's that hitting? Alright, well, let's make sure the siege veteran dies, right? That goes first, sure. Too bad we don't have any trample in here. We lose 2 creatures, they get Thalia back. Now, see, they still have 16 soldiers. Wait, yeah, no, yeah, it's just a full swing. I had to double check my lifelink addition here. I mean, I'm gonna play it out. I guess sometimes you never know, but yeah, 16 1-1s. GG opponent. You don't want to block the first strike if you want the good game. You know what? If we fortified beachhead too. Yeah, it didn't matter then at all. But if we saw the Elspeth Smite that game, that could have changed one of those combats pretty well, because there were a few times where we had that one plains open and we were just kind of sitting there, right? So, all right, I'll give it to you that time, soldiers, but I think that could have gone either way. Not that particular game, but I mean our matchups against soldiers. I think it will usually be like a good back and forth battle. where that time I think they ran away with it. I think Mural, maybe instead of Cathar on Peacekeeper. Hold on. If I would have called Mural on Peacekeeper, they had the Cathar to remove our Peacekeeper. So I guess it really depends, man. All right, here's the deck list again. I think it's pretty good, man. I think it's solid. I think if you enjoy ranking up, then this could be a way to rank up. I do not enjoy the ranking up process, guys. It's way too back and forth, and I don't like putting too much pressure on wins. I just like to play to have fun. Although I do like the ranked, I don't want to say like the ranked meta, not the competitiveness either. I like playing against like good stuff, I guess, if that makes sense. Okay, anyways, I bring that up all the time. So yeah, Peacekeeper. That could be... There's a lot to think about with Peacekeeper, man. Like against our mono red list, we didn't see anything in their hand that we wanted to hit, so we just went for Play with Fire, and it worked out for us that time, but they could have easily saw Lightning Strike instead of Play with Fire. But Play with Fire is usually the safest bet, as it's pretty much in every mono red build. I'm pretty sure. Like, I mean, even mid-range red plays Play with Fire too. So I mean, it's a good bet. It's a good bet. Peacekeeper against that soldier list, I really don't know, man. There was so much that they could have seen off top too. Once they were wide enough, a Harbin off the top would have ended the game because we had no flyers either. So didn't get to see Serra Paragon do anything today, but we really didn't have to. We were closing up games before it ever came down to that. Adeline, Thalia are amazing. Intrepid Adversary tried to do a thing, but not today. It's still really good, though. I think it's worth the 2 of. I wouldn't go up anymore, and I wouldn't drop any either, unless you don't have it, but if you only have, like, one of these, that's totally fine. You could go up that Cathar Commando that I was talking about earlier, especially if you're seeing a lot of Selesnya enchantments. Guardian of New Benalia is really good, man. I guess there's going to be moments where you're sweating about Exile, and Sunfall is very real. That's why Thalia and Peacekeeper are trying to protect you from those board wipes, right? I think Skrelv is good. I think we could successfully drop down to 1 Skrelv and go up a 3rd Elspeth Smite, but again, that depends what you're seeing, man. If you are seeing a lot of soldiers and mono red and stuff like that, Elspeth Smite's going to be pretty solid, dude. And it exiles too, so it could get rid of Phoenix Chicks and stuff. In combats, Elspeth Smite can be absolutely disgusting as a combat trick against like soldiers and stuff. Like, I don't know. It depends. Like if they're confidently swinging in and you have 1 Elspeth Smite and they don't know it and they think you just kept like an open plains for your Skrelv or something. Yeah, dude, I don't know. Elspeth Smite could really turn the tides in some of those locked down board situations, especially if the opponent thinks they're winning. And then you drop that Smite, get rid of a key player on their board, and then like full swing the next turn or something. So I could see that. Other than that, I wouldn't change too much. More testing's required overall, and I think this exact version of the list is going to be completely fine, especially for what I'm seeing in the meta over here. Other than that, yeah, I guess just drop a Skrelv, go up a Smite, and that's it. Knight-Errant's ridiculous, man. It's so good. It really is. Although there were some situations where we were like, wait, do we play the Knight-Errant or do we just play our Cathar instead? Or like there was a lot of moments where we decided on the other creatures, but that's fine. We decided on the other creatures because we didn't need any more cards in our hand at that moment. In other words, there was like no there was no reason. Okay, what am I getting at here, right? At those moments in the game, we didn't need the extra cards. And I'm trying to get at something here. Knight-Errant comes into play exactly when you need him, right? That's what I'm getting at, I guess. Like, it might be late in the game, but that's totally fine. He comes into play right when you need him, and then you can grab like an adversary off the top and full buff next turn or something ridiculous. Also, again, we saw in those matches how a 4/4 just really comes in handy, huh? Guys, if you made it this far into the video, y'all are champions for real. I super duper appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video.